Hi, I'm Aide Garza, and this is my video pitch of the evidence of the report of metacognition. So metacognition, it's a method that it's proposed by Robert J. Swartz, that it's a method that suggests and propose more the active thinking rather than memorizing information. So this is great because during the this method it consists on three phases, and the first phase it actually starts even when you start like learning. The first phase is called planification, and it consists on you reflecting and like thinking about what you know about the topic, like what have you heard, what are things that you are aware of. For instance, I did this research of massive floods in Karachi, Pakistan due to deforestation and urbanization. And if I would do like the research or investigate even more about the topic, I would sit down and question like, well, what do I know now about this topic, and what have like I heard about the other people telling about this topic, or if just people really know about this. And the second phase or the second stage would be monitoring. That is you starting investigate, you starting putting like into work, like, oh, I have to do this, I have to investigate this, I have to do research about this, I have to like let's watch this video, let's hear about what these people is saying about this, and all this stuff of investigating or stuff of getting informed about the topic. And this is great because the method also proposes that during this stage, you like telling out loud your triggers, your questions, your doubts, and even to try to explain to someone else. Like in the second stage, like you would sit down and like try to explain with your words, like what you are learning. And this is great because it all helps you to process this information. And the last one would be evaluating, where you will evaluate yourself. It can be with a questionnaire, or even it can be with like you telling what you learned in simple terms, like doing that exercise of like, or I'm gonna explain this in simple terms in like 1 minute or maybe 5 minutes. And this will help you to see like in what things are you making mistakes. For instance, if you do a questionnaire and you get something wrong, the metacognition method proposes you not to like, okay, I'm just gonna just re-answer the question. No, like it's like, okay, I commit this mistake on this question, like, but why it was difficult, or why did I did this mistake, rather than just trying to redo it, or try to memorize it quickly, but like more processing. Like processing information, it's the keyword of this method. And it might sound like this is a very hard thing to do, like metacognition might be like a very hard process, or maybe a very long process. But honestly, metacognition method can be done with simple questions, like what have I learned, how have I learned it, what has been the easiest or most complicated innovative thing that I'm like learning, how can I improve how I'm learning, and how can I apply this knowledge in different situations of my life. That these would be easy questions to answer and to start with metacognition. Or even you can do even simpler questions, like wondering like, well, what do I know about this topic, what are things that I want to find out more about the topic, and how I can put this into my life. Like just three things, easy. And well, when I did my ecological footprint and I was becoming aware of my eating, my meat consumption, my chicken consumption, all this animal product consumption, my water consumption, my electricity consumption, and like realizing like the bills that are being paid in my house, it's just like becoming aware of those things makes you like, oh, a change must be done in my life. And it is very interesting because it doesn't just benefit you in one way, but in a lot of things. Like when I realize of my water consumption, it's just like, well, a habit that I'm trying to implement is like taking shorter showers. So it's not like, oh, I'm gonna save water. Yes, that's it's a benefit, but also it's like I'm gonna pay less from the water bill, and I'm gonna have more time for doing another things. Like people that wake up at 5 a.m. will understand, like maybe if I take like a 5 minute shower, it will be like I might have more time to do another things, like reading my Bible or having a breakfast, because you will save time. Also, when it comes to electricity, it's like, oh, I'm gonna unplug all these things. Like I'm trying to implement this habit in my life that I think I'm almost there. That is unplugging things that are not being used, like the iron, the keyboard, the piano keyboard, and all this stuff. It's like it's not just like unplugging it and that's it. I'm saving energy, and the I think the best thing it'll be like, um I'm not like forgetting things. Like I really, something that happens to me like frequently, it's like forgetting my charger at home and not bringing it to university. And like if I implement like this habit 100% in my life of unplugging things, I won't forget like frequently my charger, because I'm unplugging it and putting it like in the desk or somewhere else where I can see it, like where it's more visible. And in so many other ways, like in the chicken and the meat, it's like when eating less meat, it's a little bit healthier. And also eating less animal product, it can be healthier, because you are focusing more in eating more greens, more veggies, more fruits, more things that are naturally and not very processed. So all this is great. This is not just impacting my bill or impacting directly to the planet, but also in my habits, in my life, in so many things in my life. And if I kind of like link all of this into my in my professional life, I'm a student graphic design, and something good, I guess, that it's like from that it's better from graphic that it's better in graphic design than in industrial design, is that in graphic design we don't really waste a lot of things. We don't waste products. We don't use like wood or assembles or metal and all these materials. But I think I'm realizing that when it comes to graphic design, is there's even more responsibility, because in graphic design you are trying to give a message in a billboard, or a message in a magazine, or a message in a logo. So all these things really affect to the consumer, because I think nowadays we live in a very overconsumist world or generation. People just buy things because of buying, not because they really need it. And I think in graphic design that this can be very impactful. I'm doing this comparison between industrial design and graphic design because, before taking in the classes that are from graphic design, in the first semesters you get to see more about industrial design in Tecnológico de Monterrey than graphic design. So this is great because I think it's in the fourth semester you choose between graphic design or industrial design, like which path you want to take. And both have a very hard responsibility about consumption of materials and consumption of the consumer, of the persons out there. So yeah. And as a citizen, putting these habits of like maybe using less the dryer or the washing machine, and all these little habits, they really impact in like the people that it's near to us. I see this when I start compromising with myself, like I'm not gonna use the dryer that much. And it was not because I wanted to save electricity, but because I realized that clothing gets damaged very easily in the dryer machine. And my brother saw that I was not using the dryer machine as much, and they were like questioning, and they like when they realized why I was doing it, they realized that it was true, and they start like doing the same thing, like not using that much the dryer machine, the dryer, yeah. So this is a very cool thing because you are as a citizen not just trying to make a big change like all the population, but it starts everything at home. So it's great to kind of like share these habits. And finally, in the consumption dimension, I really want to implement like trying to eat less meat, and eating more veggies, eating more fruits. And my goal is not becoming vegan, but my goal it is to kind of like let's just eat healthier, and not just in eating healthier at the same time helps the planet, because this meat consumption it wastes a lot of water. So like I said before, like helping the environment, helping the planet in some way just doesn't benefit you in one way, but in many ways. And that is just very interesting, that I think that's something that I would really kind of like would get from this class. It's just that helping or doing a change in the environment won't benefit just in the water bill or the electricity bill, but in my habits, in my daily habits, in my eating habits, in my showering habits, and all these habits that at the end of the day have other benefits. And with all this knowledge acquired, I think it would be great that if I'm, supporting a cause, won't be like elf activism like I learned in this course, but like really getting not just informed, but also informing other people. Because I think nowadays, because of social media, being misinformed, it's very easily, because it's like people thinking that they know, but they actually don't know, and people thinking that they're helping, but they might not be helping. Someone who's a consumer, I think that people might think that the way of living do not make a change in any way, because it's just like one person. But like if we think about it, we have done changes in our life because we saw someone else do it differently, or because we saw someone else doing something that it's just like, that's weird, and then question it, and then like you wanting to know more about it. So a change must be made. We must use less water, less electricity, look out for another alternatives, look for things that are more durable, more resilient, rather than buying products that will last just 1 week.